by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's news leader.
The massive wildfires in Southern California are exploding. I'm Kenneth Craig in Ventura, where high winds could make for the worst day yet.
And closer to home, 2 Montana residents are dead due to the flu. Where it happened, how you can protect yourself, and what the experts are saying about this year's flu vaccine, all coming up later.
Good to know. Those are some helpful tips. And as our top story continues, 4 massive wildfires continue to grow in Southern California. The largest is the Thomas Fire. It's burned up to 140 square miles. Nearly 200,000 people have been evacuated. Hundreds of homes have been destroyed.
Firefighters say the fires are still out of control, between 0 and 5% contained. And as CBS's Kenneth Craig explains from Ventura, California, today the situation expected to get even worse.
As thousands continue to evacuate out-of-control wildfires in Southern California, this man was spotted frantically trying to save a bunny from flames alongside the highway. After 2 days of massive wildfires that have scorched more than 100,000 acres, residents are being told to brace for the worst.
The current condition that we're experiencing is going to exist for several days, if not worsen as we move along.
The weather conditions predicted for today are just about the worst case scenario. Low humidity coupled with the fiercest winds the area has ever seen, with gusts up to 80 miles per hour.
The brush burning index, that's a number that we rate the threat of a brush fire. For tomorrow is 296. This is the highest number I've ever seen in my career.
Proof the fire doesn't discriminate, multi-million-dollar homes in Bel Air are among those that have been reduced to rubble. Officials estimate 12,000 more homes throughout the region are still in harm's way.
I was expecting, this year to see snow on that mountain, and now the thing's on fire.
The fire is still raging here in Ventura County, and again it is on the move, taking over entire hillsides as it makes its way towards Ojai. Some residents of Ventura are starting to be allowed back into their homes, or what's left of them.
Devastated, and every friend we talk to is in the same boat.
The wind is expected to start dying down tomorrow, though fire officials say the weather will still create a critical fire condition at least into Saturday. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Ventura, California.
Now we're told nearly 1,800 firefighters are working to contain those fires. Officials say they're still trying to determine what may have sparked those flames.
So sad, right before the holidays.
Absolutely.
And firefighters across western Montana are en route to Southern California to help out. Missoula Department Fire Chief Jason Deal tells MTN News that 7 firefighters, a strike team leader, and 2 engines left Missoula yesterday for Chino, California. Deal tells us that California officials have requested 50 strike teams from Montana, as well as 6 other states. Each strike team has 5 engines, for a total of 250 engines in total.
Phenomenal effort there. Montana getting lots of help from folks all across the country this summer with the fires we had, and now it's our chance to pay them back. And some of the finest firefighters around are in the state of Montana.
That's it. Absolutely.
That's it. You're getting the best. That's how that's going to go.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that'll be
we wish them all the
more
best.
And quick turnaround.
Godspeed.
If we can get this knocked down. The weather's not changing there. Sounds like the weather isn't changing here. We're kind of in the same pattern.
We're
just dealing with a little different variation.
We're on the north side of this, and that means pretty cold conditions. Eventually we'll break out of it a little bit, but we're really locked into the weather pattern for sure. Temperatures into single digits and teens for the early part of the morning. By the afternoon, we may be close to the freezing mark, but our temperatures are really holding into that cold rain, not rain, R-A-I. Anyway, temperatures remain pretty chilly as you head into the afternoons for the next several days. We'll talk about the chance of a warm-up as we get a little closer to the weekend. The detailed forecast, of course, coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. Now 6:33, we start with some sad local headlines. 76-year-old Butte man died after being struck by a vehicle yesterday morning. Butte law enforcement reports that a man was struck while walking west in the parking lane in the 2900 block of Amherst Avenue. It was around 6:30 yesterday morning. Man was transported to St. James Healthcare in Butte and then to St. Patrick Hospital in Missoula, where he died from his injuries. The motorist who struck the man remained at the scene after that accident. Butte Police, along with the Montana Highway Patrol and Division of Criminal Investigation, are conducting an investigation. Police have not released the identity of the victim.
And Montana has seen its first flu-related deaths of the season. Both are from Flathead County. As MTN's Jack Ginsburg reports, officials say it's not common to see deaths this early into the season.
According to the Flathead County Health Department, peak season for influenza is December through February. Early into this year's season, 2 Flathead Valley residents have already died. They are the first flu-related deaths reported in Montana this year, and both were over the age of 65. Both the people who passed away were reportedly not vaccinated for influenza, and their deaths fell on National Influenza Vaccination Week. Both the Center for Disease Control and here at the County Health Department, they are saying that the best way to fight the flu is to get the vaccination.
Vaccination is hands down the best prevention against influenza. The CDC recommends that anyone 6 months of age or older receive the vaccination, and I think it's important for people to recognize that it's not just about keeping yourself healthy, but it's also about keeping those around you that are healthy.
The health department says those who are at the highest risk for serious complications from influenza are people 65 years and older, children younger than 5, especially under the age of 2, people with chronic health conditions, and pregnant women. The health department reports that there have only been 25 reported cases of influenza in the Flathead so far, and Hansen says it is unusual to see a death this early in the flu season.
We saw our first death in mid-January of last year, so we are earlier than we saw it last year. A lot of times we won't see deaths until we have more cases in the community, so to see 2 deaths with only 25 cases in the community is different than what we've seen in some past years.
Hansen also wants to remind everyone to reduce contact from others as much as possible if you become ill.
So I know that can be really hard around the holidays when people want to visit families, but to recognize if you're ill, don't go visit grandma, don't go visit the new baby in the hospital. Make sure that you're taking care of those around you by staying home.
In Kalispell, Jack Ginsburg, MTN News.
In other headlines on this Thursday, a national environmental group is launching an ad campaign in Montana calling on lawmakers not to cut funding to the National Park Service. The Natural Resources Defense Council's Action Fund announced a 5-figure issue and buy that will start airing on Montana TV today. The ads accuse Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke and Republicans in Congress of proposing substantial budget cuts to agencies like the Park Service. They criticize the proposal to increase entrance fees at parks like Glacier, Yellowstone National Park. The ads then praise Democratic Senator John Tester for fighting back against those proposals and urge Montanans to express their support.
Essentially, we're trying to scream from the mountaintops that these proposed budget cuts by the Trump administration are going to damage the quality of life for Americans, hurt public health, hurt public lands.
NRDC Action Fund is the latest in a series of environmental groups that has brought ads in Montana this year to attack Zinke on public land issues. In a statement, an Interior Department spokesperson said Montanans understand the need to balance the government's budget. She criticized NRDC for filing expensive lawsuits against the department. She added the vast majority of increased entrance fees will pay directly for fixing parks' infrastructure backlog.
At a staple in Three Forks, as well as many other towns across the state, Wheat Montana announced yesterday its growing partnership with Walmart. MTN's Morgan Davies was at Wheat Montana's manufacturing facility to see what this partnership means for Montanans.
It's hard to miss Wheat Montana's giant silos, but now with the partnership with Walmart, you're going to see the Wheat Montana sign even more.
Wheat Montana was chosen as a company to highlight their efforts to increase American jobs.
The Montana-based company was chosen by the Superstore to be a part of a tour that has committed Walmart to purchase an additional $250 billion in American-made products.
Wheat Montana has a really long relationship with Walmart going back some 25 years. And they're interesting in that they started off with a very small amount of business with Walmart. And over time, they've been able to grow their business in partnership with us. Now they're in over 1,200 Walmart stores across the country, which is a huge thing for us, but also for them because at that time they've been able to grow their business in lock and step with the business they do with Walmart.
The initiative will be more than just adding more Wheat Montana products to Walmart shelves. It's also a job creator.
About 195 employees in our operation. Walmart's the largest employer in Montana with about 4,800 employees. So it's neat to see that Wheat Montana and Walmart are building jobs in Montana.
And a study that was done by Boston Consulting estimates that will create over 1 million jobs.
The job creation plan for both American companies like Wheat Montana and Walmart will continue through 2023. In Three Forks, Morgan Davies, MTN News.
Now, of course, you can visit Wheat Montana's deli in Three Forks, Missoula, or Great Falls. You just have to bring me, Chet, and Matt back some cinnamon rolls.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears a bit. Montana's congressional delegation took the lead last evening to help celebrate the lighting the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree. This year's tree comes from the Kootenai National Forest in Montana, arrived in Washington, D.C. 2 weeks ago. Senators John Tester, Steve Daines, and Congressman Greg Gianforte, along with House Speaker Paul Ryan, each spoke about Larry Speakmeyer, the man who drove the tree more than 3,000 miles from the Yak in the extreme northwestern corner of the state. Speaker Ryan counted down the big moment.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
11-year-old Ridley Bradmeyer of Bozeman had the honor of lighting the tree this year. The tree, 79-foot-tall Engelmann spruce, had some 3,500 ornaments. The Christmas tree tradition on the Capitol lawn, West Lawn, started back in 1964.
This tree is more than a symbol of the natural resources of the Treasure State. It is our shared history, intertwined with our outdoor heritage and our Montana values. It is an example of what happens when this nation works together toward a common goal. It is a symbol of unity this Christmas season.
If there's any service members from Montana, either here or watching from afar, as Montanans, we are proud of this tree, but we're even prouder of you. And I want to thank you for our service to our great country.
May the people's tree from under Montana's big sky be a sign of good cheer. May it and the star adorning it serve as a beacon of hope that brings us together.
Now, you may or may not remember, Montana also had the honor of providing the Capitol tree back in 1989, the state centennial, and again in 2008. Wyoming sent a tree back in 2010. Tree will be lit each night until 11 p.m. all the way through New Year's Day.
I heard that it didn't fit in your living room, and that's why you gave it to them.
I donated it to them so they could have it.
That's so nice of you.
I thought it was the least I could do.
So nice.
That was the least I could do.
Oh, we do have to take a quick break, but coming up in a moment, just how safe is your vehicle? Up next, we have a list of the safest cars on the road and which automakers are getting the top grade.
We'll have that after the break, but first, before the break, let's check in with Gail King to see what's coming up at 7 on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, Jeff Glor leads our wildfire coverage from Southern California. He'll talk to a California fire chief about the unprecedented threat today. Firefighters could face hurricane-force winds. And Senator Bernie Sanders joins us. We'll talk to him about calls for Senator Al Franken to resign today, plus a Republican tax plan. We'll see you 7 o'clock on the dot.